who is going to introduce our other guests that are with us here today and our speakers.
Thank you, Mr. President. You guys may have noticed that there's a couple lovely ladies here with us today, and I'd like to introduce, first of all, Marjorie Young, who is the principal of Carriage Trade PR. She's helped me get some really great speakers over the years, help the clubs, so big hand out to Marjorie. And Miss Peggy McHugh, who grew up in Atlanta, and she's the assistant to our speaker, Ruben Rodriguez. If you guys have been reading the newspaper or watching the news, you've probably seen a little bit of buzz about a new hotel and trade convention center that's being planned for over in Hutchinson Island. And when I first heard it, I thought, I mean, do we really need another hotel and convention center here? And but so this is not a project that's actually completely come together, but there's really a great case for doing a project like this. And of course, before the brick and mortar starts happening, there's a lot of planning that goes into it. And our speaker today, I'm proud to introduce Mr. Ruben Rodriguez. He's the VP of Journeyman Austin Holdings, LLC. And one of the great things about him, he's got an incredible British accent that it was really nice listening to. Ruben provides Journeyman with over 35 years of construction and business development experience, with extensive experience in the hospitality and mixed-use development. He understands the market analysis, packaging requirements to bring a successful project together. He works to bring the right mix of local, national, and commercial partners together so that they can maximize revenue potential. His expertise is focused on 3 key areas: operations, client development, and management within the project management. So let's give a big exchange welcome to Mr. Ruben Rodriguez.
Thank you. Can you hear me from here? I realise that I'm going to be careering towards 2 fines. One, the name Rodriguez, and the British accent has got to be suspect. That must be a fine. And the second thing is, with your indulgence, I would like to sit down. I've hurt my back, and I'm pretty much the same height, standing or sitting in any case. That shouldn't matter. Thank you for this opportunity. I really do appreciate it. My name is Ruben Rodriguez. I'm a VP and a principal with Journeyman Austin Holdings. Peggy McHugh is our marketing director, and over the last decade as a development company, we have been the chosen developer for a number of convention center hotels around the USA. We were responsible for the 1,100 key or 1,100 room convention center hotel in Denver, the 800 key convention center hotel in Austin, a 500 key convention center hotel in Omaha, a similar sized convention center hotel in Vancouver, Washington State. So we do this a lot. We are blessed that we are the chosen developer, the preferred developer on an RFP, a request for a proposal process, that was issued by the Trade Center Authority. And before we get started, I just want to back up to make sure that we understand where we've come from and how the whole process moved forward. And I realize we don't have a great deal of time, so I'm going to talk fast. I may lapse into Spanish every once in a while. It's highly unlikely. The Trade Center itself was built approximately a decade ago, and very shortly after that, the Trade Center recognized that it needed a dedicated convention center hotel. The Western Hotel on Hutchinson Island is a resort hotel. There are many different types of hotels. There are boutique hotels, gaming or casino hotels, resort hotels, and there's convention center hotels. And convention center hotels are specifically designed and programmed, and they have a price point so that they complement and support the convention center, or the trade center as it's called on Hutchinson Island. And the trade center, the convention center hotel's job is to attract large conventions into town. Thus, the Western on Hutchinson Island is not a convention centre hotel. It's a fantastic hotel, it's a fine hotel, it's a resort hotel, and its target market is different. What the Trade Centre has been seeking for the last 8 or 9 years is a dedicated convention centre hotel that can guarantee a room block. The significance with a room block is that meeting planners and the Trade Centre, Bob Coffey, who's the general manager of the Trade Centre, you may know Bob Coffey, need to plan the conventions 2, 3 and 4 years out. And therefore they need to guarantee, they need to have a hotel that guarantees a number of rooms so that the planners can plan the conventions. An RFP, a request for a proposal, was issued back in April of last year. We submitted, we were one of 5 developer teams, which is developer, design, build and finance, the whole nut, as it were. And we were one of 5, we interviewed, we were chosen as the developer. What we're now doing is we're now working with the Trade Centre Authority and with Chatham County and with the City of Savannah to work out the best financial structure that would minimise government participation and maximise private participation. And the significance in that statement is that every single convention centre hotel around the nation, there's not been one built in the last, certainly the last decade, probably the last 15 years, that has not needed some government support. And that government support can come in the way of infrastructure, or it can come by the way of property tax abatements or sales tax abatements. There needs to be some government support to enable such a large hotel to be built. The hotel that's being planned on Hutchinson Island, the Convention Centre Hotel, is 500 keys, and it has 50,000 square feet of meeting space with 30,000 square feet of net usable meeting space. Now the reason why I mention that is because it is designed specifically in mind of supporting the Trade Centre. The goal here, the goal of the Trade Centre Authority in Chatham County and the City of Savannah is to take the business from other cities. Savannah is in the top 10 destinations nationwide. Savannah has a fantastic tourism business, and bringing in outside dollars is always a good thing. What we're finding, according to Joe Marinelli of the CVB, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is now called Visit Savannah, between 2007 and 2010, the lost business where conventions wanted to come to Savannah, but they were not able to come to Savannah because they couldn't get the guaranteed room block. The lost business amounted to in the region of $37 million just in those three years. So the significance of this hotel is to generate outside dollars coming in. It's to generate conventions to come in. It is not designed to compete with the hotels that exist. It's not designed to compete with the hotels in the historic district. The tourism is very strong here, and in fact, wherever we've built a convention centre hotel in other cities, the reports, the market reports from the previous year and then the year after the hotel was opened shows that all local hotels get an uplift, because obviously the conventions that are coming into town, there's spin-off business, there's spillover business that fills the hotels. So we were asked to bring our expertise to the table and try to work this out. We're still in the middle of this. There are a number of very good ideas on the table. We hope that this project gets supported and this project can come to a conclusion. If one looks to why this community is doing this, you've simply got to look to Jekyll Island. They're building a convention centre and convention centre hotel. There's a lot of business out there that wants to come to Savannah. With that opening statement, what I'd like to do now is play a very brief video for you of what the Convention Centre Hotel, should it proceed, would look like, and then I'd like to talk a little bit more, and then maybe have some questions, so that, because I know that there's a lot of information out there, potentially a lot of misinformation, and I would certainly like to be able to talk and answer your questions. So with that, if we may play the video.
for 1 second.